In this video, I want to start working with some user input. So for example, let's say we've been asked to write a program for the Moraine Valley Theater box office, and tonight the play will be Macbeth, and we're asking the user, this is going to be used by the person working there, to ask the user coming to see the show, how many tickets please? And let's say we've got a family of 4 coming to see the show. So I'm entering 4. So this is what we mean by user input. Okay, so that 4 is going to be taken into the program, stored in a variable, and then we're going to do math with it. So the Macbeth performance is $12 per ticket, we'll say. And so that family is going to be paying $48. So let's take a look at this code. All right, so here at the top, I've created my variables and set them to their values here. So we have the ticket price is going to be $12 per ticket. We have the play name, Macbeth. So it's nice to create these variables. Could I have done this later and you kind of plug those values in later in the code? Yes, I can, but it's nice to do that at the top. So like for the next play, it might cost a different amount. I can just change it up there. And then, the play name might be different. I just change it up there. It's helpful and really customary. It's conventional to create variables up at the top and just, put the values there so you know where to find everything, and you can change it if needed later. So we have the ticket price and the play name. So here's how we get user input. Okay, it's specifically this input statement. You know what, let me take this int out. This is a whole other can of worms that we'll have to talk about. So this is your basic input statement. You have your input statement, your input function. And then I like it, you don't have to have an F string, but I wanted to plug the play name in there and keep it generic. I didn't want to hard code Macbeth, so I used an F string for the input prompt for the user. And just put that into the parentheses of your input statement. And then whatever the user enters, the number 4 in that case, when I ran the program, is going to go into this variable, ticket quantity. Okay. At that point, once I have the number of people coming to see the play, I'm home free. I can say the total cost is going to be the ticket price, that's a $12 up there, times the ticket quantity, which is the 4 that the user entered. And then I'll use an F string to display the total cost. I'm going to make it look like money with a $sign and 2 decimal places. Now, here's the thing. You saw I had an int here, and I took it out. All right. Let me take that out, and I'm going to run that. We need that, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, here's the thing. Let me run that. All right, 4 people. Boom, my program bombed. Why did my program bomb? Because every time the user enters input, that input comes into your program as string data. We talked about string data versus numeric data. String data is like text data, right? And numeric data is numbers. It's numeric. So when I entered 4, that was coming into my program like this. 4. Okay, that's quite different from just 4. Okay, everything that the user enters, even if it looks numeric, it's coming into your program as string. And the problem is you cannot do math with string data. You can't do math with string data. So I have the ticket quantity in a math statement on the next line. That's where it's bombing. Because I'm trying to do a math operation with 4. Which is not going to work. It's not going to work. So what do we have to do? We have to convert that as it's coming into the program. This is often called casting in coding. We're going to cast that 4 to an integer. We're going to cast that user input, whatever it is. It might be 4. It might be just, 2 people coming, whatever. But we're going to cast the input to an integer in this case. So it's, a number that we can actually do math with. We're going to be doing this a lot, so let's try to get used to this whole spiel here. Okay, so I think why don't we fancy this up a little bit? All right, let's say that I'm going to take this out, this ticket price thing. I'm going to take that out. We'll say Macbeth tickets are $12 for the general public, and $10.50 for Moraine Valley students with a student ID. Okay, so let's do this. I'm getting a little ahead of the game here. We'll be covering this more in later chapters, but let's find out if so we have the number of people, okay, and let's find out if the person buying the tickets is a Moraine Valley student. We'll say, are you a Moraine Valley student? Yes or no? Okay, we'll do an input statement here. I think for the result, we'll put I'm going to do is MVCC student. That's the variable name I'm going to use here. Is MVC student. So let's use an input statement. Are you a Moraine Valley student? Yes or no? Now, here's the thing. The user, we just talked about the whole thing with the data, the input coming into the program. The input in this case is going to be a Y or a yes, Y or an N. Okay, meaning Y or N, and that's fine. We're not going to be doing math with these, okay? So we can just leave them as is. We don't have to do this this casting thing that I talked about on the previous line. So we'll just let that go, okay? So that's fine the way it is. And then, so this we're going to be doing a lot more of in later chapters, but we're going to do a quick little branching statement. If is MVC student equals, that's a double equal sign. We'll have to talk about that, but double equal sign equals yes. And then if they have their, I just put this in for good measure, if they have their caps lock key on. So if the is MVC student equals little y or it equals capital Y, the ticket price is only $10.50, or else the ticket price is $12.50. And then we're home free. So let's try that. All right, we'll say 4 tickets, but this time we have a Moraine Valley student, so they should only be paying $10.50. And see, we've saved some money there. We're down to $42.